Learn how to write a paragraph. Open page 12 in your booklet, please, and look well at these pictures. We're going to describe each picture with a sentence. Are you ready? Okay, look at the first picture and read with me. Can you see it? Every day I get up early. Every day I get up early. Do you remember that we start the sentence with a capital letter and we put a full stop at the end? Great, let's move to the next one. Look at this picture and try to describe it. Yes, we can say, I put on my uniform and go to school. I put on my uniform and go to school. And what about the third picture here? Let's read the sentence together. I have dinner with my family. I have dinner with my family. Look at the next one. We can describe it and say, I do my homework. I do my homework. Can you describe this picture? We can write the sentence, I play with my sister. I play with my sister. Now look at the last picture here. We can describe it and say, we are a happy family. We are a happy family. So here we describe these pictures with separate sentences, but they are not a paragraph. So how can we use these sentences to write a good paragraph? Move to this part in your booklet, please. Look how we can write a paragraph. First, you must know the rules of writing a paragraph. Rule number 1, leave a space in the first line. Can you see a space here in the first line? You have to leave this space when you write a paragraph. You can't start writing from the beginning of the line, but you have to leave a space like this. Rule number 2, write the sentences next to each other. To write a paragraph, you can't write the sentences under each other like these sentences. Can you see them? They are under each other. So they are not a paragraph, of course. So if you want to write a paragraph, you have to write the sentences next to each other, like a snake or like a train, for example. If you write the sentences next to each other, that means you are writing a paragraph. Rule number 3, start each sentence with a capital letter. As you see here, capital E in the beginning of the sentence, capital I, and so on. And finally, don't forget to put a full stop at the end of each sentence. As you see here, a full stop at the end of each one. If you follow these rules, you're gonna write a perfect paragraph like this one. Let's read it together. Get ready. Every day I get up early. I have breakfast and go to school. I have dinner with my family. I do my homework. I play with my sister. We are a happy family. Let's read this paragraph again. Every day I get up early. I have breakfast and go to school. I have dinner with my family. I do my homework. I play with my sister. We are a happy family. Again, can you see the space in the first line? And can you see also that the sentences are next to each other? And each sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop? Great! So it's a perfect paragraph, isn't it? Now we're gonna write a paragraph by ourselves. Are you ready? Great! Move to page 15, please. Get your pencil to write with me. Look at the pictures and write a paragraph of 5 sentences about what it can do at the weekend. So here, we're gonna describe these pictures and write a paragraph about what Ted can do at his weekend. But before writing, let's remember the rules of writing a paragraph. Leave a space in the first line. Write the sentences next to each other. Start the sentence with a capital letter. Put a full stop at the end of each sentence. Don't forget these rules, please. Now look at the first sentence here. It's done for you. And can you see the space in the beginning of the sentence? Let's read the first sentence together. Ted is very active at the weekend. Ted is very active at the weekend. It starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Can you see that? Now let's describe these pictures to complete our paragraph. Get ready to write with me. Look at the first picture here. Try to tell me what it can do here. Yes, great. He can go to the park. He can go to the park. Let's write it together. Which is correct? To write the sentence next to the first one here, or under it on the next line there. Great! We still have a space here on this line, so we have to write on it to make the sentences next to each other, because it's a paragraph. That's a very good of you. Now let's write our sentence. He can go to the park. Don't forget to start it with a capital letter. He can go to... Uh-oh, my line here is over. So I have to complete on the next line. And don't forget to put the full stop here. He can go to the park. If you finished, let's move to the next picture here. Look at this picture and tell me what he can do here. Yes, perfect. He can play basketball. He can play basketball. Let's write it together. I have to complete on the same line here to make the sentences next to each other. He can play basketball. The full stop. I finished. Don't forget to leave a space between the words. Take your time, and when you finish, look at this picture and tell me what Ted can do here. Yes, excellent. He can ride his bike. He can ride his bike. Let's ride it together. I still have a space here on the same line, so I have to use it. He can ride. The line here is over, so I'm gonna complete on the next line. I finished. What's wrong? Yes, excellent. I'm sorry, I forget to put the full stop at the end. I'm gonna do it right now. I did it. Look at this picture. What can he do here? Yes, great. He can play football. He can play football. Let's write it together. I'm gonna write it here next to each other. He can play football. I think that my handwriting is amazing. What about yours? Now describe this picture, please. What can Ted do? He can play with his sister. He can play with his sister. Let's write it together. I still have a space on the same line, so I have to write on it. He can play with his. But the line here is over, so I have to complete on the next one. I finished. He can play with his sister. Now look at the last picture here and tell me what it can do. What can we write here? That's perfect. We can write, he can clean the room. He can clean the room. Let's write it here. He can clean the room. The full stop. That's it. We finished all the sentences. So let's read our paragraph together. Ted is very active at the weekend. He can go to the park. He can play basketball. He can ride his bike. He can play football. He can play with his sister. He can clean the room. Let's read our paragraph again. Ted is very active at the weekend. He can go to the park. He can play basketball. He can ride his bike. He can play football. He can play with his sister. He can clean the room. Look at my paragraph. There is a space here in the first line, and the sentences are next to each other, and each sentence starts with a capital letter, and there is a full stop at the end of each sentence. It's a perfect paragraph, isn't it? And my handwriting also is amazing because I write on the line and I leave a space between the words. I hope that your handwriting and your paragraph is perfect also. I will let you do page 13 and 14 as homework. Please do them. Thanks for listening and goodbye.